To make your yarn doll, you're going to need yarn, any color that you like, a pair of scissors, a piece of heavy-duty cardboard or poster board that is 4 inches wide, 6 inches long. You will also need several pieces of shortcut yarn. We're going to use that to tie parts of your yarn doll together. It's also helpful to have the instructions to how to make a hot yarn doll in front of you. First thing you need to do is to wrap the yarn around your board about 50 times. And the reason for that is so that your doll has plenty of body. Now I already have one pre-wrapped. The next thing I need to do, now that's been wrapped 50 times, is to tie it all together. So I'm going to take one of my pieces of string and push it through the bottom here. There we go. And tie it at the top. I'm going to tie this tightly at the top. There we go. So now all of my pieces of yarn are tied together. The next thing I'm going to do is cut the yarn on the bottom. This will not only free it from the board, but also make it easy for us to tie the doll together. There we go. Now, the next thing you're going to do is to make the head of the doll. So you can kind of pull this down a little bit, and I'm gonna go like this and pinch it and get an idea of where I want the neck of the doll to be. I think this looks about right. So this is where I'm going to tie another piece of string. And here again, you might want to tie it kind of tight. That way it's a defined neck. So far, this is how it looks. So the next thing that your yarn doll needs is arms. To make arms, I'm going to divide this into 4 equal parts so that it's fairly even. Okay, so right here you can see this is where you might have the arms. So I'm going to take another piece of yarn and I'm going to decide where I think it should have wrists. And I think her wrists, or his wrists, should be right about here. Now in this spot, you might decide that you want your yarn doll to have bows at the wrists. So you can tie a bow instead of just a knot. And that is up to you. So she's got a bow, or he has a bow right here. On this side, I'm going to do the same thing. Perhaps you don't want a bow, and again, that's okay. You don't need to put a bow there. So maybe this side, I'll just tie a knot. Good and tight. There we go. So now your yarn doll looks like that. Next, we're going to make the waist of the doll. And I think it should go maybe right about here. So I'm going to take another piece of yarn and tie it right here. Again, you may decide that you want just a knot, or maybe you want a bow. And I think right here, I am going to make a bow. Next, you have to decide, is this it? Is it wearing a dress? Or do you want your doll to have pants and legs? Let's go ahead and give this doll legs. So again, I'm dividing these 2 parts in half. I'm going to tie a piece of yarn around the ankles. Good and tight. And one more. All right, our yarn doll is almost done, but there are a lot of scraggly bits here. So we're gonna go ahead and give your doll a trim. I'm going to start first just with the feet. I'm going to cut off all my extra bits and I'm going to make this even. So just a little trim, it's like a little haircut. If you made a bow, just make sure that you're not cutting the bow as well. All right, now you might decide, hey, I kind of like this top. I could hang my doll, right? It could be like a little ornament. But in my case, I think I'm going to trim that as well. All right, your doll is done. Or maybe you want to add to it. Perhaps you want to add a face. You can use a lot of these scrap bits that you just cut off. Some of them are just the right size for something like eyes and a smile. And maybe you also want to make hair for your doll. So we have eyes and a smile. We can use some of these extra pieces and you can tack on a little bit of hair as well. All right. And there she is, she's all done. If you would like, you can make a whole bunch of these. It doesn't take very long. You can even make some with your friends and you can play together. Hope you enjoyed.